Welcome. I'm Cassandra, and this is your general forecast for December 2019. This is for Gemini, Sun, Moon, and Rising signs. Okay, let's jump on in. Alright, so for the first card, we have the Hanging Man in the reverse position. So anytime I see this card, I know that some major shift of awareness has occurred. And when we have the Hanging Man in reverse, we are trying to hang on, trying to cling on to an old image of us, sometimes even an old facade. It's like we're trying to hang on to the old version of ourselves. And most of the time when this happens, it happens due to fear. So perhaps maybe some of you might be fearing that you won't be accepted as you are now, but what you must realize is you're not the same person that you were a year ago. You've changed, you've evolved, and you're not the same person. Your awareness has shifted. And you really need to be able to let go of that old image of yourself, okay? And just surrender. Allow this new change and this new direction to happen for you. Because the more that we try to hang on to that old version of ourselves that is no longer existing, then the more that we're pushing away the new start and the potential opportunities that come with the new start. And something else, when I see this card, this could definitely indicate that perhaps for some of you, you might be having more intuitive gut feelings. Definitely pay attention to your intuition, okay? Do not ignore it. It is very, very important right now. And for some of you, this could even indicate some prophetic type of dreaming. So some very good psychic information could be coming through in some of your dreams. Again, this may resonate with some of you, and for some of you it may not. I always like to say, take what resonates and leave the rest. You'll know which cards fit for you in your life and which way, and which ones don't. So just take what resonates and leave the rest. But I definitely would advise that, just face that fear, okay? People are going to have to accept you as you are right now. And if they don't, then they're not worth it. They're not quality people to be around anyhow, but you have to be true to yourself, and only you can do that, okay? But I don't want you guys trying to hang on to an old image that you are not that person anymore. You've completely changed awareness, and we can't go back from that. So the sooner that we just surrender and let it go and allow ourselves to go in this new direction, the better that things will be, okay? So the next card is the Queen of Coins. So I feel like for a lot of you, you're definitely focusing on building your finances, material type of items. You're definitely focused on building up your coins, so to speak. For some of you, this could be a business, a project, a partnership type of opportunity. For some of you, this could be some schooling that you have gotten. No matter what it is, it needs to be nurtured and definitely taken care of, but is definitely financial based. So keep going, but we must allow ourselves to go in this new direction. And I believe for a lot of you, this new direction is going to involve your finances or financial opportunity of some nature here. So the next card, we have Temperance in the reverse position. So anytime I see this card in the reverse position, it lets me know that we could potentially be out of balance. So when it's in reverse, it's like our emotions are in control rather than our logic. And if we allow our emotions to make our decisions for us, things may not always end so well for us. So, and also, we could be a bit more emotionally reactive under this type of energy, whereas we might be more logical normally, but, right now it's like there is some sort of emotional situation. So we are reacting from an emotional point of view. And this can cause problems, especially within groups of people. Like, for instance, if you have to work or deal with groups of people in your day to day life, some of them might think that you're being difficult. Their perception of you might be that you're being difficult, maybe even intolerable. And if you have like your own business, or even working for someone, if you're in a position of authority, this can definitely cause problems. A lot of times when temperance is in reverse, there are some issues that can be brought up, sometimes complaints, and the automatic response is to speak from a emotional point of view. And while your opinion might be accurate, but what the person is trying to voice, they could also be accurate. So it's like we need to slow down, because impatience comes up a lot when we see temperance in reverse. We're being impatient. We're just trying to get things done like yesterday. And, that can be off-putting for some people, especially if you are in, say, like service sales, some, or retail or something like that. Sometimes people have questions, and, if we're being impatient, even though we may not mean to come across, like we don't care, we just want to keep moving, it can offend people. So we do need to pay attention to any type of criticism we may be getting from other people that we have to work with, because they could be actually bringing up a valid point, whether we want to see it and admit it or not. But, to each his own. But something else I always like to mention when I see this card is we need to slow down, because it's like we're running, and we need to slow down and smell the roses, admire the scenery around us. Because if we're constantly always rushing, then we're going to rush right past some opportunities, and we'll never even know that we've rushed past some opportunities, okay? Because we're just trying to get things done. But if we just take the time to slow down, then these opportunities will be revealed. And for some of you, this very opportunity could be one that is financial. So you'll know how that works and plays out in your own life. Now, the next card is the Queen of Swords. So I did clarify her. So the Queen of Swords, she's a very analytical type of woman. I personally love this card. That sword that she's holding up represents the truth. So she's definitely about getting to the truth of the matter. She's also analyzing people, situations. She's being very observant. We could also find her in positions like lawyer, even a judge. Sometimes she can be a counselor, many different things. But she has very, very keen perception, okay? She's very good at weighing things out from a logical point of view, weighing the pros and the cons. She's going to take her time when she's making a decision, because she wants to make sure that she's making the right decision. And so I feel that for a lot of you, you guys are probably potentially dragging your feet on making a particular decision in your life because you want to make sure that you're making the right choice. And hey, I completely understand. You do want to analyze and you want to make sure that you're making the right choice. So I clarified her. We got the Four of Cups in reverse. So this definitely lets me know that you guys did go through a period where things were not so great. There was definitely some withdrawing back into ourselves, so that we're like doing a lot of self-reflecting. And this card also represents, mistrust. And it's like, this person's been hurt before, so they don't trust so easily. And that's why we need to weigh things out. So if you've been hurt, or if you've been, pardon my language, screwed over in a particular situation or deal, however you want to look at it, I can completely understand wanting to analyze the situation, the opportunity, whatever it may be. But with the Four of Cups in the reverse position, it's like these opportunities are now coming around to us. So there is an opportunity that has or will soon show up for you guys, and you're going to be analyzing it. This could have been a time where we were, withdrawing, maybe just sitting at home, not doing much. And with the Four of Cups in reverse now, maybe we're getting back out, we're doing things, we're socializing. And, these opportunities can present themselves in many different ways, but we have to get outside of ourselves and, get out of our house for that to happen. So, the next card is the Fool, which I clarified this one as well, and we get Judgment. So this definitely lets me know there is a choice that we have to make, which seems to keep popping out here. So the Fool in reverse, it's like we're ready for a new start, but perhaps we're lacking faith. Maybe we're scared of what's going to happen. Maybe we're feeling a bit reckless. And that's not going to resonate with every single one of you, but for some of you, we could be reacting from a place and we're being kind of rash, making some foolish or reckless decisions. We need to be careful of that. So, like, when it comes down to any type of, like, legal contracts, we need to be very careful. If something is presented to you, definitely do your homework, analyze it. Maybe even if you have the, we might want to have a lawyer read over some sort of legal contract if one is presented to you. That would never hurt, But we definitely need to still be careful. Mercury has officially gone direct, but we are still in Mercury in the post-shadow phase. So we're supposed to come out of the post-shadow phase, I believe on the 7th of December, but that depends on where we are in the world and what our time zone is. So let's just call it December 8th. So we do still need to be careful of miscommunications. Typically with the Mercury retrograde thing, typically any type of foolish or reckless decisions or judgments that we make or omissions during the actual retrograde, they tend to show up in the post-shadow phase, which is November 20th to, let's say, December 8th. And funny enough, we got Judgment here. So, this definitely indicates that you have a choice to make. There is the potential for this new start, okay? And we see that here right from the jump with the Hanging Man. Maybe you don't believe in yourself. Well, I'm here to tell you, you need to believe in yourself. Have some faith. Now, I completely understand analyzing, maybe having a lawyer look over something. But either way, we have a choice to make, And we need to make it. We have this new start, this new direction that we're literally being gifted here. And maybe some of you are not taking it up. Maybe you feel like you might fail. Maybe you feel like you're losing your passion for it. Maybe you feel like it's just not going to work out. Maybe some of you just are losing faith. Well, don't lose your faith. Don't lose your hope. Don't lose your optimism. Go forward. Take a leap of faith. It's better to try something and it not work out than to not try at all, you know? So, but of course, take the necessary precautions. Don't react impulsively. We also need to be careful of speaking impulsively because we can definitely create damage and we don't want to do that, okay? But this decision that we have to make, it has long-term effects. So this is why I say, you know, definitely take your time with this decision that you have to make. Do what you need to do to make sure that you're protected and that, you know, everything is right. But we have to make this choice. But do know that this decision that we make will have long-term effects. It's not something that we can undecide and decide, oh, I'm going to go do this instead, or I'm going to do that instead. It will have long-term effects. And not that that's necessarily bad, because it's very clear we are being called to accept this change, to surrender to the change, and to allow it to happen, okay? And to drive it home even more, at the bottom of the deck, we have the Ace of Swords. So, again, new start. New start. But we need to move forward. Now, the last card, we have the Eight of Wands. So, I love this card. This is a card of swift, forward, moving, momentum. We're moving in the right direction. So it's like if you have been working on a particular goal or even a dream, you know, maybe some of you have been pursuing a particular job, a certain type of partnership, maybe a relationship, whatever it is for you, we have forward movement now. We're going to be going in the right direction. We're going to be progressing forward, and great energy. So it does look like you guys are going to make your choice. You will make your decision. And it looks like you're going to be moving towards achieving a goal that you've probably held for a long time. So embrace it. Okay, so for the relationship part, I'm not using the Romance Oracle right now. I actually have gotten a new deck. It's called the Psychic Tarot for the Hearts by John Holland. I actually like this deck because it's not just about romance. This is about relationships of all kinds. Yes, it can be about romantic relationships, but it's also about the relationships that we have, most importantly, with ourselves. And it's about relationships that we have with our parents, our siblings, you know, our extended family members, our friends, our co-workers, you know. It's relationships of all kinds. So it is not just fully centered on romantic relationships. So I actually enjoy that with this particular deck. Because, you know, not every Gemini, Sun, Moon, and Rising sign wants to be in a romantic relationship. But that doesn't mean that you don't have relationships. You have friends. That's a relationship. It's a friendship. It's a relationship. You have relationships with your, you know, your parents, your brothers, sisters, cousins, you know, co-workers, you know. So that's why I like this deck. It covers all of those relationships. So you'll know where these particular cards fit at for you in your particular situation. So you'll know if they resonate or if they don't. Okay? All right. Okay, so sorry, I fell silent. Getting a channeled message. Okay, so for some of you, this is only going to be for a few of you, but a few of you could be having a legal issue that's holding up your life and that's playing into this. And if it is the legal issue, for those of you who this is resonating with, you will be judged fairly. The judgment will be fair, okay? So don't worry about that. The judgment will be fair, and you will be able to move forward in the right direction. Okay. Sorry, I got that channeled message, and I had to bring it across, because when I get them, it's, it's something I have to get out real quick. Okay. So, the first card is Healing Begins. So this would be the equivalent of Six of Swords. So with Healing Begins, this is a time of healing. Now, we are moving away from some situations that could have been hurtful. Now, we do need to move forward towards this whole healing period, okay? But in this process, we need to be ready to let go of the very things that have hurt us. You know, so this could be, you know, maybe a particular relationship may have been hurtful for us. And when I say relationship, this can be one that is purely platonic, or it could have been romantic. So there could have been some difficulties, a difficult relationship. You know, maybe you got hurt, but we need to let that go. Sometimes we need to let go of fear of being alone. That's not going to resonate with all of you, but it will with a few of you. And sometimes this can be, we need to let go of the need to control a relationship or to control everything. Many great things can happen when we just surrender and let go and just let things happen. Because sometimes the more that we try to control things, the worse that they can become. But the moment that we let go and we stop trying to control everything and the narrative, things just magically get better. And so we need to let go of trying to control everything, because this is going to assist us in healing. So we can continue this healing process. And, you know, for some of you, this could be about a fear of being alone, but again, that's only going to resonate with quite a few of you. But we need to be able to release any of these types of fears or, you know, situations that we've been through that hurt us. You know, we need to release them so that we can move forward. You know, free yourself, you know. Forgiveness is a great thing, you know, and it's better to just forgive, not so much for the other person, but because when you forgive, it frees you. And so if we're definitely carrying any grudges, I would definitely say let's just forgive, be the bigger person, move forward, because when we forgive, forgiveness is more for us, so that we can let it go and move forward, and so that it doesn't create a repeating pattern within our life. We do not want those. We want to be able to move forward and, you know, embrace the healing and the change, because we need a change. We need to get away from the hurtful situations. We need to allow ourselves to heal. And also, this card can indicate that we could be potentially getting some assistance from other people. These people can bring new information to you, new ideas, new possibilities, and so they can help you. And for some of you, that could potentially be like in an existing romantic relationship, maybe something happened and we need to heal from it. It doesn't mean that the relationship has to end, but it means that we have to definitely heal. We don't need to keep carrying something with us, because if we continue to carry it, the problem gets bigger. So we need to forgive, release, surrender, let go. Okay, so the next card, giving and receiving. So this would be like the Six of Pentacles, Six of Coins, however you want to look at it. So giving and receiving. This is pretty straightforward. So this allows us to potentially give some helpful advice, perhaps even be a mentor for someone. You know, maybe someone might need your assistance or advice regarding a relationship situation that they may be going through, and they may need your wise advice, you know? And only give what you can. We don't have to go above and beyond, but the wisdom that you do have, don't be afraid to share it, but don't overshare, if you get my drift. But when we give, we're also going to be attracting to us many possibilities for us to receive assistance, whether it be financial, emotional, however it plays out. But when we give, we're actually receiving. And so I definitely look at this as a bit of a mentoring type of card. And then we get the Shine card, which would be the equivalent of the Sun. And so especially seeing giving and receiving, and then the healing begins. This tells me that you guys definitely have a bright light within you. And this light attracts other people to you, okay? Because they're seeking your wisdom and your guidance and your advice. And it's like you're a beacon of hope for other people. And that's why you just attract people to you. So do what you can to help, but again, you know, don't overdo it, you know. But this is definitely a huge indicator that you are a mentor, for sure. People will naturally be attracted to you for your advice and your wisdom. Or it could even be about your soul or the type of person that you are. You have something to give humanity, so to speak. Something that you can give people regarding relationships of all kinds. It's kind of like counseling, a little bit. Like you were able to give good advice. And like attracts like. So, you know, when you do those things, when we're giving, we're actually going to be receiving. This in return attracts more people to us, and then we become a bit of a mentor. Now, for the bottom of the deck, we have awaiting results. So this would be the equivalent of Seven of Pentacles, Seven of Coins, however you want to look at it. So in regards to relationships, this could definitely indicate that we could be waiting to see how things turn out regarding relationships, and we need to have patience. And we could also be reshaping our attitude, maybe even our beliefs, our belief system, but do keep in mind that that takes time. For some of you, this could be that you're ready for a relationship, you're ready to attract that relationship, but don't get frustrated if it feels like it's not happening, like you're not seeing any results. You must be patient, because it will come, or the person will come when the time is right. And this is definitely an indicator that we need to definitely take a step back and evaluate our own personal progress. And, are you seeing the desired results within your relationships that you want? If so, great. If not, then, we need to take a step back, look for, different strategies, or, find a different perspective. Because what works for some people will not work for another. So taking a step back and looking at things different and using different strategies and whatnot, this can help. And also, when it comes to working on yourself and self-improvement, you need to make sure that, above all else, that you are being true to who you really are. You got to be true to yourself. You don't want to just simply follow society or what people expect out of you. You need to be true to yourself above all else. And only you can do that. Okay? So if you're looking for a relationship, this is definitely an indicator that one will come. But we need to be letting this healing continue, because we're going to be shining in no time, if not already. And when the time is right, the right person will be attracted and magnetized right towards us. But in the meantime, we definitely need to nurture and grow all of our relationships. Platonic, romantic, whatever, whatever those relationships are, whatever they look like for you, we do need to nurture them. And especially the relationship with the self. Okay? I hope this helps. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe, like, comment, share this video. Also, I do still do private personal readings. Please feel free to book a reading with me. Help support me so I can keep this channel going. A girl needs to pay her internet bill. Or if you can, I also accept donations. Even $1 would be helpful, but, not necessary. But, would be greatly appreciated. Anyhow, moving forward. Okay, so keep your head up and just know that you're going to come out of this. You're going to be okay. This is very, very positive. You're definitely going to be working on a goal or a dream of yours. Something you've been wanting. You're gonna be moving towards it. So your future's looking bright. So shine on, okay? I love you guys. I'm sending you blessings of healing, prosperity, and love.